happening, everybody? It's your boy Keezy. It ain't easy being Keezy, and in today's video we're going to talk about every single Balenciaga piece that I own, whether it's t-shirt, hoodie, jacket, shoes, whatever. Some people requested this video, so I figured I'd talk about it. Let's get it. Alright, I think in total I have like I have like 11 or 12 pieces to talk about that I've bought over the years. Alright, so as a disclaimer, before starting this video, is that a lot of these pieces I probably don't know the actual name of it, and also I probably won't know if it was like what year it came out, what season it came out. I love Balenciaga, don't get me wrong. I've done a lot of homework on Balenciaga. I know pretty much a majority of the history of what had happened up until date. But I don't, follow the runway shows as much. I mean, I see them on YouTube every once in a while. I do like them. I don't watch that many runway shows, period. I'm more into the streetwear aspect of things than I am into the high fashion realm. But why I own so much Balenciaga is because it kind of was my gateway brand to kind of cross over, because a lot of the stuff I'm going to show here today and a lot of the stuff you guys have seen people wear in the past 2 or 3 years from Balenciaga has been streetwear. Just straight up. I mean, Cristóbal himself used to sell dresses for women, and he was probably like one of the most revolutionary artisan tailors of his time. But you don't really see that from Balenciaga now. Now you see t-shirts, hoodies, jackets that still kind of take on the same traditional aesthetics that Cristóbal had left behind, things like the Cocoon jacket, which we're going to talk about here in a second. But it is now incorporated into streetwear, which I love, and there's so many things I love about it. But without me rambling and giving too much of a disclaimer, let's move on to the first item. Where should I start? Alright, I'll just start with this. I think if you were to look this up, this is called the padded flannel, like the red, Balenciaga red padded flannel. I fell in love with this because of the pattern. I really like the pattern. And I like the sizing that they chose for this. And what I love most about it is the kind of the cut of the jacket. It's not as good as the blue one, which I don't know the name of that one. I'm gonna show a photo here. It's the one that like all the celebrities wore, okay? And on the side, it cuts up like super high. I want that jacket so bad. The blue one, I've been wanting that now since like a year and a half ago. Those ones are super expensive. GRAILED has it posted for like $2,200 or two racks or $1,500. It's something crazy. A lot of the pieces that I'm going to show you here today, a lot of them, not all of them, usually I find them on discount, because as we know, when you buy into designer brand names, I mean, you can pay full price for it at the store, or you can wait a little bit and then you might find it on GRAILED, and then you might find it at designer thrifts. People just let it go for half the cost because there's no resale value on a lot of the stuff unless celebrities have worn it. It depends on the piece, of course. This one just kind of spoke to me. I like that it's a padded flannel and it's pretty thick. I mean, my initial thought into buying this piece was that it was a really good everyday. It doesn't always get that cold where I live, so I haven't had a chance to really wear this. But I've shown it on the channel maybe like 2 or 3 times. It goes really good with like a light blue wash denim, maybe even just all black, stuff like that, right? It's just, it goes well with a lot of things, Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next item. Okay, next up, I'm just gonna knock all these ones out so we can just go on with the video, because what basically happened in end of 2018 going into 2019, I think. Hold on, I got one more. So I ended up just like falling in love with the Balenciaga track sneakers. And I think now in 2020, just to be completely honest, like, I'm not gonna say it was a regret, because I still love this sneaker. As other sneakerheads would say, a flip-flop card. I totally used a flip-flop card on this, because in the beginning I was like, this is the ugliest sneaker that has ever came out, ever. And then I saw people like Money Man, the rapper Money Man, wearing it, and I saw other rappers wearing it, and I'm like, okay, like, I get it now, okay? You know what I mean? Like, I see how this is looking now. I saw some other people on Instagram starting to wear them. Also, I wasn't the Triple S guy. I mean, I like triple S's, they're tight. I wouldn't mind owning a pair just for future reference. From like 10 years from now, you can look back at that sneaker and be like, wow, because you know, the triple S, the track sneaker, and the Yeezy 700 Wave Runners were like the pinnacle at the time. It was that 2018, I think, where the dad shoe kind of came in. And I think it was the Wave Runner first, and then like 2 weeks later, the triple S ended up dropping. It just shook up the whole sneaker market. Everybody started making dad shoes. So those two shoes were pretty pivotal for like the sneaker culture, I guess you can say. And I think that the dad shoe look is kind of already fading out. People are more into athletic type, athleisure type sneakers, Air Force One, stuff like that, right? But I still, again, love the shoe. I love the construction of the actual shoe. I did end up getting this pair last. I had the all black, the triple black pair as well. I ended up selling those sometime last year. I can't remember now. But I'm just kind of hanging on to these. Part of me is saying that I'm gonna end up selling them, because that's what I always do. I always end up buying a whole bunch of something from some brand, and by the time I get all of it, I don't know what it is. I just like, wow, I have all this stuff now. I'm just gonna sell all this shit and then go buy some other shit. You know what I mean? With that same money. It's like recycling the money over and over and over and over. So basically with the Balenciaga tracks, I don't really know entirely what I'm gonna do with them, because I still love the shoes. I really do love the sneakers. Do I actually wear them anymore? No, I don't. Unfortunately, I really don't. And yes, I did spend a lot of money on these. They were quite expensive. I mean, they're expensive, period. Any shoe above, you know, $300, $400, that's pretty expensive to me. A lot of these go for, I think these ones even used still probably go for like $900 in a good condition. Man, they still smell brand new, even though the bottom looks used. I probably only wore this 5 times total. Vel, if you're watching this right now, I know you're, I know. I mean, these are the glow-in-the-dark joints. So if I do plan to sell these, whoever's watching this and is interested, if you have a good offer, I'm definitely willing to hear it. My guess is that once I get rid of these, I'm just gonna end up buying more pieces of Balenciaga instead of the sneakers, because, you know, as we know, I mean, everybody has a pair of Balenciaga sneakers at this point. Every influencer you know has you know, Balenciaga sneakers. But you know, it is what it is. I still have 3 pairs left, and we will see what we're going to do with these. Okay, let's talk about t-shirts next. The Speed Hunters tees. So this is actually something kind of recent for me in the past couple months. I've always loved the Speed Hunters, like the hoodies, and then after getting the hoodies, I was like, man, I kind of want the t-shirts too, because some of the hoodies are really hard to buy because they're so expensive. People charge crazy amounts of money for these hoodies. Like this one is expensive. I've been looking for this one, the hoodie now, not the t-shirt, but the hoodie, for a while, and I just can't find it anything under like 600. Everybody wants like 1500, 1600 for that hoodie. It's like, no, I'm not. I refuse to pay that kind of money for that specifically. There is also this Speed Hunters t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. And then we got the black and green one. I just showed this t-shirt on a pickup video, so I'm not going to really go too crazy in detail with it. I do have, hold on. So this is the Speed Hunters hoodie that I also have. I love this hoodie. I love it so much that I don't wear it enough, but I don't want to get it I don't want anything to happen to it. I love it so much because it's like the material on it is super thick. All right, so not only do I have that hoodie in Speed Hunters, I also have the Speed Hunters t-shirt as well. You guys have already seen me wear this. I've worn it now for like 3 or 4 videos straight because I was just so happy to have gotten this one. It also has the little fictitious boy band thing on the back there. And this is the one I have been looking for in a hoodie, but I own the t-shirt. And to be truthful, I only own the t-shirt because I can't get the hoodie. The hoodie's way too expensive, man. I can only afford the t-shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't complain though. I love it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I gotta say this. Unfortunately, the Speed Hunters tees became an influencer tee, an Instagram influencer tee. I know, I get it. I understand. Do I consider myself to be an influencer? No, I don't think so. But really, this did kind of get intrinsically tied to being an Instagram influencer overall. Do I like that? Not really. But do I think 10 years from now, people are definitely going to cherish these? I think so. I like the fitting. The fitting works for me. It's like this boxy fit. You get the idea. Let's move on. Alright, so next up, we got the Balenciaga World Food Program hoodie. I'm not necessarily that big a fan of the back graphic. It's like, it feels a little bit too half-assed to me, but I'm glad it's a hoodie and it covers it. But basically, besides the fit and the fabric, I mean, I can only get up on camera and talk about fit and fabric so much, right? Before it just gets repetitive on how much I like the item. Yes, it is quality fabric. Yes, it fits very well. Yes, it fits very boxy, and it's very warm. Don't necessarily need to go into that. But the idea of Balenciaga linking up with WFP, World Food Program, honestly, to me, was one of its better marketing campaigns as a brand, right? Because this era of Balenciaga that we're living in right now, from like 2017 till now, Balenciaga, in my eyes, has been doing nothing but tending to Generation Z. Because Generation Z is the only, not the only generation, is the majority generation that cares about sustainability and cares about, you know, saving the earth and all these other things, global warming, all that kind of stuff, right? Because for baby boomers, millennials, maybe even Gen X, or Gen X and millennials might be the same thing, we pretty much fucked up the world pretty bad for Gen Zers, and Gen Zers now have to care about it. It's like they're tied to caring about this. They can't not care about it. And a lot of things that they're doing and want to buy into and support have to deal with saving the earth. So what did Balenciaga do? They ended up coming out with a collaboration with WFP, making hoodies that contributes to the organization, which makes a lot of sense. But also, you can't forget, totally a marketing campaign, because they totally could have not done it too. Am I wrong? I'm not trying to bash on Balenciaga or anything like that, because I mean, I own the hoodie and I spent money on it, right? But just to bring that up, like the psychology behind it, that's what I'm thinking. Whoever was at the Balenciaga boardroom, the team, the design team with Demna or whoever, they were probably like, look, our target market is Gen Z. They like to save the earth. Then why don't we just somehow create a line of items that potentially can contribute to that? And it makes a lot of sense. Again, not to repeat myself too much, it's just a good marketing campaign, honestly. Anyways, not too much to talk about this hoodie. All right, we got a couple more. One I haven't shown on the channel yet. I haven't shown this on the channel yet. I absolutely love this jacket. This is like a completely oversized jacket. This same, I guess, season, or the same time that they released this jacket, they also came out with a red one that I will show you here. And I think there was one other color. I'm not 100% sure. The sizing is crazy. I mean, my hands can like barely kind of pop out of these things, and I like that. It's kind of like a really big bum jacket. You know what these remind me of sometimes? They remind me of like those hippie kids that hang out in Santa Cruz and all they do is smoke weed all day, and they wear these really big like padded flannel things. I don't even know the proper name for them, but they kind of look like that. The pattern sometimes is different. It's not as clean cut as something like this, but the concept is the same. So basically, when I feel like I don't really want to wear a hoodie, I don't want to wear something too crazy flashy, but just something kind of oversized, something kind of warm for the day, I pretty much go with this jacket right here. Okay, last and final jacket. I've already shown this item, but I will show it again, and this is the Cocoon jacket. I absolutely love this thing. I don't really get to wear it that much because again, the bay doesn't really get that cold, except maybe in like December, January-ish. But I really love this thing. Obviously, you've already seen this jacket. I mean, there's tons of celebrities that have worn this thing. Another one that I really thought that I would regret if I didn't buy it on a good deal. And just like I kind of mentioned in the beginning of the video, that Balenciaga has now basically just been fully indulged in just selling sneakers, t-shirts, hoodies, and hats and stuff, and jackets, is that sometimes that, you know, Demna and whoever else is on the design team ends up incorporating the older looks of Cristobal's work from way back in the day, because Cristobal, I mean, the dude was really famous for so many different dresses, and one of them being the Cocoon dress, I believe, was one of his most famous and most unique works. He was like the first to ever do it. And this is called the Cocoon jacket, and it is pretty much a cocoon. And sometimes it's a little bit too much of a cocoon because the bottom area, like from your waist down, sometimes it kind of sags to make it look like a cocoon. I guess that's the cut of the jacket. I prefer it to be a little bit higher, but if that's the concept of it, that's the concept of it. I'm not against it. But honestly, this, I'm keeping this. I don't think I will ever sell this. I don't think I will, because I just love this. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. That is every single piece. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I really do. I think there's like one or two more in my other room that I don't even know which one it is off the top of my head. Everything's on the floor now. But last thing I'll say is with the track sneakers, again, I want to keep them, but if someone comes with a good price, and just keep in mind, these are all like 9 out of 10 condition. The only reason I'm saying 9 out of 10 is because I've only worn them maybe tops like 12 times. I do have the box, but I don't always ship the box because the box is just, it's huge. And the shipping cost, it just becomes way too much, right? And they're also very heavy sneakers as well. And speaking about last things to say, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that watched the last pickup video that I did, and I showed you guys the custom raw denim that I'm in process of making right now. I just want to say sit tight because there's so many things I want to do with it. I just want to make it very functional for those that purchase the product as a raw denim. Like, not only is it a good pair of raw denim, but it also has good functionality to it as a product. That's like my main goal of that, and I want to get like the branding and stuff like that down. So just keep tight on that, and thank you for the response. I know a lot of people are very interested in the pants. I'm actually wearing a pair of the samples right now. I have 3 samples coming in the next couple weeks, so we're gonna see how those go. Different fabrics also. So keep tight. Again, appreciate it. And with all that was said about all these Balenciaga pieces here today, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys and girls keep it locked from clothing, music to culture. It is your boy, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
You want to do, and it's just gonna take a minute, but it's gonna work out. Like if you try to cut corners and you put costumes on to do shit, yeah, you gonna get straight, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? And how you feel when you do this shit for you, 100% for you. You could grind and stay up for 5 or 6 days and not really be tired because it's for you.